welcome to the 4th edition of Nordic Data Science and Machine Learning Summit in Stockholm. Before we go on, can you please tell us a bit more about yourself and your background?
Yes, sure. So I've done part of my studies in France, where I got an engineering degree in mathematics, applied mathematics and computer science. I also got a master's degree in models and images for medicine and biology. And then I moved on to a PhD in population genetics, where I studied probabilistic model to study human evolution using genetic data. Then after that, I joined the Uppsala Monitoring Centre. And yes, I haven't left since. And now I'm a data scientist, and my main focus is around developing new statistical and machine learning methods to improve patient safety.
That's great. So today you presented on the topic improving patient safety with data-driven representations of drug side effects, which is a novel use of distributional semantics. Could you please explain more what is distributional semantics and how it improves patient safety and its impact on pharmacovigilance?
Yes, so distributional semantic methods are a class of methods which aim is to build a space of meaning, hence the term semantic. And to do so, distributional semantic methods use this idea that words, the meaning of words very much depend on the context the word is found in. So if I give you an example, cat and dog are actually similar words in terms of what they mean. And a machine will be able to figure that out because cat and dog appear very often in similar context. So for example, in the sentence, I need to feed my cat tonight, cat and dog are basically interchangeable. And so by looking at all those contextual patterns over very, very large text corpora, distributional semantic method starts to build spaces of meanings where cat and dog will be 2 points with very similar coordinates in that space.
Right.
And so I used those methods a bit outside of their usual context, and I applied it to our data, which are spontaneous reports of side effects. And I used the very same principles to build representations for drugs and side effects. And I really do believe that this will improve all the machine learning based models for detecting safety concerns, and eventually make better methods for detecting those safety concerns. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. So we're aware of the benefits of utilizing data science for patient safety, as you said, but what are the challenges when it comes to working with patient data and in terms of also ethics?
Yes. So yes, obviously there are some legal aspects which are rooted in ethical aspects, and I guess patient privacy is really the primary one. We at the Uppsala Monitoring Centre, most of our data, what we received from the national centers of pharmacovigilance, is actually already devoid of patient identifiers. But sometimes we do get free text information. And this free text is not being really looked at, and it can contain sometimes patient name, but more often so the doctor's name, people that are on the case. So we're currently developing a new algorithm for the identification of this data that we intend to then share with all the country members of the WHO program for international drug monitoring. And we will make this tool available for everybody to use so that they can, before they send it to us, de-identify all this free text and then share it with us safely. Nonetheless, we have to consider that even if there is no personal identifier in the data, we're not completely off the hook,
Right.
because we're dealing with sometimes very cases of very rare diseases, which sometimes is enough to actually identify
Right.
single patients if you know the country and the year and
Of
maybe the
course.
sex and maybe the age, and that will be enough to identify a patient. So being not completely off the hook, we still have to keep this in mind that with external data, we're always at risk of patient identification. So we have to stay aware.
Of course, yeah. Lucie, AI and machine learning are revolutionizing medicine and healthcare. Every day we are reading about new breakthroughs with diagnosis, drug design, genomics, and patient safety. What is your prediction for the near future?
Yes, I'm not sure I'm the best place to actually answer this question, but I guess personalized medicine is what we are really after. And it's true that with all the data that's been generated and a very good track of all the patient records and so on, and all the wearables, we're making a lot of health data. And so we will be much better to provide personalized risk estimations and maybe provide better recommendations for treatments and so on. Maybe even depending on some genetic testing and so on. So I think the technology is really getting there. Now I'm a bit more worried about the fact that maybe it is currently not the primary concern, and I do believe that for political and economic reasons, maybe the point of focus is better and easier access to care currently. So this will make that despite the technology being here, it might not be democratized and used in routine healthcare. So I hope that this economic and political bridge will eventually get where we could be.
Hopefully.
Yes.
So, Lucie, that was our last question. I want to thank you for being part of Nordic Data Science and Machine Learning
Thank you very
Summit.
much.
And thank you for doing this interview with us.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you.